Hello and welcome. My name is Nilaus. This is episode 12 of our Modular Megabase. So let's just take stock of the situation. Let's remove this one for once. We have a brilliant, nice, huge area to work with. And what should we do with all this space? How about we go out here and make a test? I think we'll go to the side. And oh, I do have a car. Although it doesn't have anything to drive. So I want to start looking at some ratios this time around. And I have no idea how that's actually going to work, but it will be interesting, I think. I think I'll build it sort of up here. I just need to go over and get some more landfill. We'll get this. Just a stack full. There we go. That's what we can use right now. And make it bigger. There we go. So I'm just going to take out this one to the best of my abilities. There we go. Oh. That's pretty good. Okay, that's probably totally irrelevant, but now that I'm actually getting started on it. Alright, this will be my area of building. Pick it up. This one. Just get this already, and this is unfortunately a bit in the way. Let's see, anything else here? Nope, nothing. All right, let's start from the end. Unfortunately, I should start with a rocket silo. Oh, I wonder why I have two of those. And let's see. So my idea is I need to figure out what to build. So let's try to start from one end. I am going to at some point here build rocket control units. I don't know how far they're going to be put apart. This one is not building it. It's just simply about getting some ratios just so we can start getting a grasp of how big I want the base. So now I'm just jumping into it because I was thinking about it, but let's just take a couple of steps back. The whole idea of the Modular Megabase is that I'll have a module. A module will be able to produce rockets. Basically, it'll be producing rocket fuel, rocket science, and or space science, or whatever it's called. And that means I need to feed raw materials in to a module, and it will produce space science out. That's it. The raw materials, that's a bit of a trick because, for example, is petroleum a raw material, or is oil a raw material? Or even further back and saying, is coal to be used for liquefaction? Is that a raw material? I don't know. That's what we're gonna try to figure out. Are we sending ore in, or are we sending plates in? And if you're sending plates, are we then sending steel and iron plates, or do we craft that on site? I don't know. But I just want to start calculating backwards here. So let's see. We will start with this one. And let's see, I think if we have, I'm going to assume that we have modules, 8 modules for each. So this one is processing in. Now this gets a bit tricky, doesn't it? Let's see. I'm just going to go back here. I'll get some these. 10 should be enough, but let's get 20. 20 times 2, that's fine. 20 times, yeah. Let's get into the area and then wait for it to be brought here. There we go. Now it's being brought to us. Shouldn't be that far away. All right, so we just have to wait. I actually should build all the stuff I need for a rocket silo as well. That's 1,000. All right, I'm just gonna do that. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. Yes, I am. That's 1,000. Now I need concrete and electric engines. So we take 200 of these. That's going to be a bit tough. And 200 electric engines. These are going to go away. And that one will go away as well. And then we need concrete. Don't have concrete here, so I need to pick that up myself. Somehow I need to pick up the concrete without taking everything else with me. There. Yummy. So we just grab all the concrete and we can see here. Is this part of a Roboport? No. Oh, yes, it is. It is exactly part of the Roboport area. That's a bit fortunate. All right, let's see. So we're missing the blue. Almost have the blue ones, right? And also missing... I'm going to have to throw this one out here. That one as well. Yeah. Is anything coming? Not really. Where are all the other stuff? Isn't it? It is in the network, right? $700. $800. $900. Yes. Come on. And then we need to... Yeah. There we go. What are you bringing? Oh, right. So it didn't work at all. And there comes the rest. And it's not enough. That one and that one is not needed. And this one is not needed. How are we doing? We're still missing. That one can be taken out. Yes, come on. 100 more. Do we have any over here that was tried to be delivered in vain? No. Right, where are we at? 132. Here comes the rest. No, not quite. Alright, I'm gonna go down there. Go closer. 200, yay! Boom. Alright, let's head out again. Don't think I need this. I don't think I need this. I don't think this one needs to be... I'm running on tracks and not looking. That's pretty dangerous. Alright, let's try one more time. Let's head out here. Let's have a look at this. Here. Alright. So we're starting... I guess we need 4 of each of these. Does that make sense? Starting with the rocket control. That means... I'm just gonna try this one, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. There. It doesn't work because these are not powered. Damn, I thought so. Right, so they need to be powered for us to make sense. There. Boom. Let's say this one. All right, there we go. Now it's up. It's at speed 5.5. So this one is producing at speed 5.5. Why is that so? Right. 5.5. And that means 4 of them will give us approximately, because it's also 40% productivity module, so something. It will give us about 71 per minute. And then for this, that requires 2 things. Blue circuits and... what is it actually it requires? Yeah, blue circuits and speed modules. That's actually, if I look at my spreadsheet here, this one, and then there'll be 2 of, what's the other one that was here? Right. And that's just, this is now where it gets a bit dicey, because the whole idea is I want somehow to make a bus that goes upwards and upwards and upwards. And I need to figure out how many I need of each. Because for example here, this one needs 5 red and 5 blue. So this one, this can't be using... order for these 2. That's gonna be 1, 2, 3 red circuits. And I guess not very many green circuits, right? That's going to be less than 1, but still, let's just round it off to 1 for this one. No, for here, right? So that belongs to these. This one, the blue circuits, that's a bit more tricky, isn't it? Because blue circuits need a hell of a lot of everything. So this one requires 10 times as many electronic circuits as red circuits. The irony is, if I want one of these, they craft in 10 seconds. So one assembler, this is actually more than enough for that. That's actually quite neat, isn't it? Let's collapse this a bit more. That means I need 5 red and 2 green. It's pretty good. There we go. And then we can continue to break it down. That's going to be some plastic and it's going to be some copper cables. So it's going to be a lot of copper cables for all of this. Well, let's not go further down than copper cables. Let's I can't really figure out. This one will require, these alone, if they're fully stocked, will require 3 with copper cables, fully stocked. And this one, how is it? It's 1 can feed 6. Is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. So I guess it's just 1 more with copper cables. And then we have the plastic, but plastic is, I'll take that as a common one. This one, you're going to need steel and copper and plastic. Well, all right, we don't take that one. There. All right, I guess this is the only one that requires a lot of production. Actually, we'll also need over here somehow. That's the worst one, actually, the satellite, because the satellite needs a lot of different things. Because if it's just this, let's have a look at the next one. Now let's go further down. I need plastic in order to feed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these. Or actually it's less. How much plastic do I need then? Oh, right, this one. This one I forgot also needs some sulfuric acid. Ouch, that's a bad one. Let's see how much it actually requires. It requires nothing, basically nothing at all. I'll round it down to nothing, but it's still more than 0. So if we need sulfuric acid anywhere else, that's also fine, but I don't actually think so. Now, plastic. How much plastic do I actually need? I think, and this is, I think we look at plastic. I think I need 1, 2. Because they are actually producing plastic quite fast. So I need 2 plastic for this part. I might actually suffice with 1. Because the big one is this here. Yeah, these are not really producing a lot. So even with the maximum speed, they will be, let's take this one and change it to this, right? So what's the speed here? It's speed 5.5. That means it crafts about 1 per second. So this will give only 5 per second. And I can't even see this is requiring 2. This one fully buffed can produce a hell of a lot more. Yeah. So that's actually only 1 plastic. Ah, okay, that's not much. What else? And then we get down to sort of the more nitty-gritty details of iron. Here, we're gonna have iron, copper, and something. Ooh, I also need coal. So I don't know how much coal I need for this, but not a lot. But that's not something that needs processing. Oh, I can't even set what it wants. How do I do that more easily so I can show it? I should actually have some parcels just to put in so I could indicate. All right, let's see. I don't have these. Let's request some copper and some iron. Oh, what was the last one? There. Stand still. There we go. And I did get some, oh, not a lot. Really? Green circuits? What is the problem with this? This is the copper here. Really? I don't have any copper. Okay, I can just grab the copper here. Copper is not, for some reason, put in a... There. Yes, I am crafting these circuits. Brilliant. Okay. I hope this makes sense. It doesn't quite make sense to me, not completely at least, but I'm just trying to figure out how big this base will be and how much I'll need to feed into what. So the idea here is I'm gonna put this will be iron, this will be copper, and this will be steel, I suppose. That one is 0. So how many do we need? It's gonna be a bit tough to figure out. Because it's not actually keeping 4 of those, it is keeping a maximum of 4. Because the problem is, if I round up all the time, because this might be not be 2, there might be 1.5, but here I'm supporting 2, and then I'm keep supporting. So I think it's sort of the total value is if I combine these two, then I'll have 1, 2, 3, 4, that's 5, 6, 7, 8. 16, and this one will be 9, I guess. Yeah, but that'll be for the whole damn thing. Let's move up here and take a look at the next one. The next one is going to require, yeah, copper plates, steel, and plastic. How much plastic do we actually need for this? I guess it's not that much. It's definitely less than 1. Yeah, it's less than 1. Maybe we should do some calculations. So this one was speed 5.5. All right, doing math. I'm just trying to figure out how I want to do this. I want to say it is craft speed. Crafting speed is 30. And then I divide by 5.5. That's the speed it's producing at. Crafting speed 5.5. Yes. So that means I get 5.4 seconds per craft. And each craft gives me 1.4 value. So that means it makes no sense. Because I'm just getting 5.5. Hold on. 30 divided by 5.5. That's again 5.5. That's actually interesting. So that means each craft is 5.1. So I just take 1 over that. 1 over what we just had. That means I have 0.18 crafts per second. Times 1.4, because that's how much. That means I get 0.25 of these per second times 4 value. That means that is pretty much 1 per second. That is suspiciously what I wanted. Okay, this might be a bit more than 1 per second, right? Good. All right, so this is gives me 1 per second, so that means this is also 1 per second. So let's have a look at. It's a pretty good value actually, 1 per second of these. And all right, next up for this one, if I'm crafting, to divide by 1.4 because that's 0.78 crafts per second. And each craft takes 10 steel. Boom. So I need 7.2 steel per second. However, if I, instead of these ones, did that one, and also did here and here, and that one goes in here. Now we get the crafting speed here is 9.4, and it's, what is the crafting time for steel? Can we even see that? That's 17.5. So crafting speed 17.5 divided by, what was the speed? 9.4. Then that's 1.86. That means I get 0.53 crafts per second, and I get 20% additional value out of it. That means I have for each of these give me 0.64 steel per second. And how much do I need again? I need it. I have no idea. I needed 7.2, wasn't it? So we take 7.2 and divide it by 0.64. That means I need 11 of these for steel. All right. I don't think this is correct though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good. So that's what I need from steel. And copper. It's, whoa. It's gonna be the same as this one. But the copper crafting speed is only 3.5, so it's about a fifth. That means I just need, hold on. Since the crafting time is the only thing that differs. If this one takes 12, then I need 2.5 of copper. Boom. And plastic, I need 1. There. And then of course I'll need about as many. This one is totally wrong. If I need 12 of these, then I also need almost 12. See, but that seems like an absurd number. I'm gonna do some calculations in between sessions just to get a sense of whether this is correct or not, or how incorrect it is. And this one is the last one I will get. This one comes straight out of. Now the question becomes, since everything here, this one requires there. Yeah. And that actually requires a tiny bit of iron as well. This one requires petroleum, then I suppose, although it's not as efficient, 10 light oil or 20 petroleum gas, I might just say we're building everything with petroleum gas. The point is, then I can take petroleum gas in instead of taking raw oil, and then I can save on the processing in each unit. I think that would be beneficial, even though it requires slightly more materials. All right, so if I am going to produce this, that will be 5.5 crafts per second. Or 1 craft per 5.5 seconds, that's 0.18. This one gives me 0.18 crafts per second. Times 4. 0.72. And this one each one of these can definitely support more than one. This one produces once every 3 seconds. And there are 3, so that's once every second. And the speed is... Speed is like this, that's the speed. 5.7. Right, let's try it. 5.7 times 1.3 productivity. That means it produces 7.4. This one produces 7.4 per second. And since this one crafts 0.28, that's actually almost exactly correct. These 3 will produce 7.4 per second. And each of these consumes these 4 consume 7.2. Wow, this is absolutely brilliant. That's easy. So that's a calculation for this. I'm gonna redo the calculation for my copper and iron because I do need iron, yeah, for these 2. And where else? Nowhere else. No, that one, yeah. But that's like a silly small amount. This one I can't really see that fitting, but I'll redo this. I think we're running out of time. So if I look at this is not actually that bad, and I might just do smelting remotely and then take steel or iron, copper and steel in instead. I might do that. That's something worth considering because that's a lot of things crafted here. And then I could just take it in on belts and go straight into production. I think I'm leaning more and more towards this will not be part of my module. I'll have crafting on site. So every location here will actually craft immediately. And then of course I need some coal as well. Okay, this is not much. I'll need to do this one as well. This is going to be pretty extensive calculations as well, because that's actually going to require a lot of different things. So that's maybe some calculations for next time. But I mean, this one, it doesn't look too daunting. 2 plastics, 3 of those, 1 of these. Yeah, this is good. This is very good. This is totally something I can make a small little bus. Then the next challenge will be, how do I fit it in the smallest possible area where I can still get 8 beacons around everything. All right, with that, I think we are going to wrap this one up. So thank you very much for joining. I hope you're enjoying this extensive, exhausting calculation episode. So hopefully you will join me and you've not been worn completely out. This is part of the initial design that we'll be doing. So I think it's interesting. Anyway, if you enjoyed the series and this show so far, then leave a like, maybe a subscribe if you haven't already, and a comment below if I did some really bad math. And I hope to see you next time as we continue. Thank you. Goodbye.